I just had a gift dropped off. Makes me all emotional. Alright. So, yes, narcissistic parents don't let their children. What a crock of shit. And I'm not saying that because I'm a narcissistic parent or a parent. I'm saying that just as a parent that it just sounds fucking retarded. A narcissist is a puppet master only if the puppet lets you. Like, take control of your life, stop being a puppet, just say no. No more problem. Narcissists are great role models on how not to behave. Finally, something on this account I agree with. I used to tell everybody, and I still do, that I was raised by a family full of women and 2 men who were examples of what not to be. Trust your gut. My gut is full of Pepsi and Taco Bell, so I am not going to trust my gut, but I understand what it means. And usually, not always, usually your first instinct is correct, or at least on the right idea. So I don't know if I would say wholeheartedly go with your gut and only trust your gut and never waver. I'm not saying that. But just bear in mind what your first gut instinct tells you, and you'll probably be okay. Okay, let's see what else this other shit has for us. This is a long ass account. Let's see. You're dead to me. I guess I'll go be dead. I think that's from the narcissist, or from the victim to the narcissist. But if you take the E away, it just says, "You're dad to me." So, I don't get that. Know your enemy. Know your enemy. I guess that means, like, know what your enemy's up to, try to anticipate their moves. Try to anticipate what they're gonna do before they do it, so that way you can have a good countermeasure in place. But that's about as much as I can gather from that. Sorry, I'm trying to work 2 phones at once, and it's not going well, especially because I don't have like one of those pop-it things on my other phone. A narcissist will mimic society to perfection. Well, if a narcissist mimicked society to perfection, we probably wouldn't realize that they're narcissistic. So I'm going to have to go ahead and call bullshit on that. Silent treatment is just another tool in the narcissistic toolbox. Most narcissists can't shut the fuck up. And if somebody's being abusive and narcissistic and they silence themselves and they ignore you and give you the silent treatment, all I can say is enjoy your fucking peace. Let them go. Just let them go. Let them go to the garage. Let them go for a walk. Let them go whatever. Do whatever the hell they're gonna do. And maybe they won't come back. Who knows? Maybe. Okay, let's keep going. Knowledge is power. Wow. That's profound. Knowledge is power. Okay? And gasoline is fuel. And water is life. And the sun is hot. And wind blows. And are you fucking kidding me? Who made this page? Okay, I'm not gonna do too many more of these because this is like really, really retarded. I'm not trying to be like insensitive by saying retarded. I mean, like, there are kids with learning disabilities that are smarter than whoever wrote this that would say this shit's retarded. Codependents possess poor boundaries. Oh my god. Codependents possess poor boundaries. Anybody want to help me on this one? Anybody? Codependents. No fucking shit. I guess any idiot can make a Instagram page. I feel like taking all night to come up with analogies for what this shit means, but I will just agree that yes, codependents possess poor boundaries. In most cases, little to no boundaries. So let me tell you guys this instead, because that little meme that they made is a big steamy dog pile of shit. Set boundaries for yourself, whether you're narcissistic or not, whether you have somebody in your life that's narcissistic, and it could be something as easy as personal space. If somebody is talking to you so close that you can smell their badass breath from the night before or whatever the fuck they were doing that morning, set some boundaries. Take a step back. Start talking to them at a longer distance. You don't even have to set, like, you can respectfully set those boundaries. But if you want to be more subtle and not, like, say you really like talking to this person, I have an incredible friend. I won't say his name, but he looks just like Vin Diesel, but not as fake. Way better looking and 10,000 times as funny. Okay? Sometimes in the past, his breath was kicking, like the whole Bruce Lee movie all the way through. His breath was kicking, and we used to drink a lot, at the time, like when we go out. And I used to think that, like, unless he drank whiskey and he got some fruity drink, then maybe that fruity drink would calm down his breath. It didn't. It really didn't. And I got him some gum, and every time I got gum, I would offer him like 18 sticks, and it still didn't work. So what I should have done, and I was too chicken to, because at the time I was 20-ish and I didn't know how to set boundaries. And I should have explained to him, like, hey bro, I love you, I would do anything for you, I've noticed this. I use a tongue scraper. Like, my dad's a dentist, and I'm not bragging, and I think he's a piece of shit. But one of the things that he did teach me was to use a tongue scraper. That, like, when you use a tongue scraper and you scrape all that, like, nasty shit off your tongue, like, a lot of times that's why your breath stinks. Like, it comes from your stomach, it builds up on your tongue. And if you scrape that shit off your tongue, You tend to have less bad breath, and I'm just gonna be real honest with you guys right now. This is my boundaries, and it's making me very, 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 very uncomfortable. I'm gonna share with you anyways, just I'm building up to it. Give me a minute, please. A lot of guys are insecure about certain things. That's pointing downwards. Okay? That down there, for a lot of guys, unless you're a porn star, that's a big insecurity for some people. Not saying anything about myself. That's not an insecurity for me. I don't know, maybe it should be, but it's not. It's just not. However, two insecurities I have are for people to think that I smell bad. So I always use a insane amount of deodorant to the point where my white shirts would have to constantly be replaced and thrown away and replaced and thrown away and replaced, because the yellow that builds up after as much deodorant as I use tends to ruin the shirts, because you can only wash so much of that shit out, which is fine. I'd rather have clean white shirts that don't stink versus clean smelling yellow stained shirts. Just never anticipated being that guy, never desired to be that guy. The other is to have really bad breath. I see from across the room some wonderful, classy, smart, intelligent lady dressed in a very, elegant, very nice looking outfit. So I finally muster up the courage and I walk over and I think of the most funny, charming, great, winner over right away one-liner just to break the ice and introduce myself. And before I could get the fourth word out, she would rather be snorting trash out of a dumpster because my breath smells that bad. Now, has that ever happened? No. Not that I know of. I hope not. God, I hope not. But the other thing is, I'm constantly self-conscious about my breath and my body odor. So I'll show you guys something. I wasn't even planning on this. Okay, so this is not my house. Okay, so mine. 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 And if you're not an 80s or 90s kid and you don't know what that shit smells like, then go get some. Let's see. Even when I barely had hair, I would spray this shit in it to make it smell that much better. Totally unnecessary. show you one other thing. Now, mind you, all this shit in moderation, okay? You can't just like go absolutely batshit crazy with all this stuff and assume that you're going to get anywhere with anybody. By the way, I'm trying to cut down on my soda intake, so I get these little cans, and they're working really, really well. I think I'm down to like 27 cans a day. So the other thing is Dolce and how do you pronounce that? Gabba banana? Dulce and Gabba banana. So if you're about that life and you want to smell good, definitely check out the Dulce and Gabba banana. And this shit right here, let me tell you a real secret about this. Okay, first of all, a couple things about the Listerine. If you're on a date, do not hit the Listerine right before you're about to kiss or otherwise be intimate with the person that you're with. Okay, like don't go from like Listerine to their lips. Not good. Lots and lots of reasons why it's not good. So before you go out, if you're home for the evening and you guys are going to watch a movie, maybe rinse your mouth out really, really lightly. Maybe throw in a little water, kind of rinse some of that out. So you have that fresh kind of breath, but not like I just took a bath in Listerine and not anymore. But I used to have people that didn't like the fact that I smoked weed. So one of the things that I used to do before I would come home was rinse my mouth out really, really well. And this is going to sound disgusting, but if you want to hide to this extent, like a fucking moron, this is what you do. After you've rinsed your mouth out thoroughly, when you spit the Listerine out, you don't just spit it out onto the sink or the ground. You actually spit it all over your hands, and I would say probably up to like where your wrists begin, and then you rinse everything off. And that shit kills pretty much everything. So imagine what it's doing to your mouth. But again, if you're with somebody and you need to hide the simple fact that you smoke marijuana, then you are with the wrong fucking person and you need to run for your life, or you need to grow the fuck up, quit smoking weed, and live your life without it and move the fuck on since you're not, 14. So it's either one of the two, but don't do one and then try to hide it, because unless you pick the number one moron in the world, which I don't think women are morons, I think they're probably a million times smarter than men, they're gonna find out. They're not stupid. Whether they buy your bullshit or not, it's up to them. Most likely they don't, and you might think they do. They may act like they do, but deep down inside, they trusted their gut and they know what a piece of shit you are, and your days are basically numbered, okay? So let's see what else this retarded shit has to say real quick. ever since I changed my background a little peep, there's a like code I have to put in, and I'm not really a big fan, so I'm gonna have to change that. So, okay. Respect is not being served at the narcissistic family table. I hate to tell you this, but respect in general is not being served in most places. I do my best to treat people with respect at work, and when I'm successful, which is most of the time because it's not hard to be respectful, you would think that even when I have to, let's say, deny somebody for a loan, that you would think I gave them a winning lottery ticket, or at least gave them a chance to win the lottery. It's crazy, but a little bit of kindness and a little bit of respect goes a tremendous amount of way. And I know that I lost really sad. I lost a great amount of respect for my daughter's mom before we split up, because I just didn't know how to deal with what was going on. And I can't. I don't know how many videos it would take to really sit and get into the depths of how I felt about losing respect for somebody that was supposed to be my best friend. And I'm sure somebody can sit there and say, well, how could they be your best friend if you didn't have respect for them? It's not that I had no respect for them, it's just that I would rather be selfish and this way, and this way. And then every other way, they were, whether they knew it or not, they were always safe, they were always loved, they didn't have anything to worry about. But narcissistic people are extremely, extremely selfish. So it's not that respect isn't served at the table, it's just not served in equal helpings. So, yeah. So again, not really realistic and not brain surgery. Staying friends with a narcissistic, or staying friends with a narcissist is a license for disrespect. Kind of goes hand in hand with what I was just telling about. Yeah, you're not going to get respect from, at least not on a regular basis, from somebody that's narcissistic. Breaking up with a narcissist may feel like you're cutting off a limb. Yeah, a dead one that you don't need, that didn't do anything anyways besides weigh you down. So cut that motherfucker off. Trust me, you'll live, and most likely something will grow back 10 times as better. I'm sure that my any ex, thought I was narcissistic. I got cut off, and somebody else is there, and I'm guessing that they think that they're not narcissistic, at least for the moment. So yeah, that's totally true, and they have every right to do that, by the way. Awareness is the first step in healing. That's just dumb. Demand respect today. Demand? You should. I don't like that word demand. To me, as soon as you say I demand something, somebody's gonna do the exact opposite. So I wouldn't say demand respect today. I would say, earn respect today. Act accordingly, just be yourself, and you should get respect. So as long as you're keeping shit real, the respect will come. Like, that's should just be an automatic. And if you're not getting respect from somebody, then stop being around them. Like, that's just, you know, it's not magic. Memorial Day, honor and respect. Okay, agree with that. Know your worth. I always tell people know your value, know your worth, whatever it is. Just know that, you know, if you're getting treated shitty, you're better than that. You know, you deserve to be treated better than that. This person really doesn't know how to write. Self care is your number one priority. Yeah, take care of yourself, because if you can't take care of yourself, nobody can take care of you. Narcissists are vampires in suits. Well, first of all, not every narcissist wears a suit. Some of them can wear a McDonald's uniform. Some of them can wear a stay-at-home mom uniform. Like, just narcissists come in all shapes, colors, sizes, and all kinds of stuff. So, um, I don't think I agree with that. Codependency equals slavery. I don't think that whoever wrote that understood exactly what slavery was. So, maybe it could be a type of slavery. But when I think of people being kidnapped and murdered and everything that went along with slavery, I don't ever remember looking back into the history books and thinking, man, look at all those codependency people. Like, man, those guys chained together, like getting the shit whipped out of them, are sure codependent. I never thought that. This one is broken down, I guess, into an analogy, and it's for fear. False evidence appearing real. Sometimes fear comes from real shit. Sometimes fear can come from the fact that something's happened before and you're afraid of it happening again. False evidence, I don't know. A black eye, a bloody lip, a cut face, a broken arm, that's all pretty real. So I just disagree with that. The only person you need to please is yourself. I mean, I guess you don't even need to please yourself, but I think if you are able to make yourself happy, not please yourself, but if you're able to genuinely be happy, then I think others will be happy for you. So, self-care is not selfish. I agree. You know, it's good to take care of oneself. It doesn't mean that you don't care about anybody else. It just means that you're also taking care of you, which is fine. The anatomy of a narcissist is hollow inside. I disagree. They have blood, heart, organs, all kinds of stuff. They have a brain. They have all kinds of stuff. And if anatomy of, and I know that's not what you're talking about, but let's say, hypothetically, in what you're saying, a narcissist is not going to be hollow, they're just going to be different. So let's say maybe instead of a heart, they had a big, like, block of ice, you know? Um, let's say that instead of a brain, they had an evil little demon cranking the wheel on an organ until the next crazy idea popped up. So on and so forth. So, no, they're not hollow inside at all. A narcissist always wears a mask. Well, no, that's not true. A narcissist will always put on a face, and it could be their very own face. You have to know how to read that narcissist. Not all narcissists are going to be, hiding, trying to pretend to be something they're not. Sometimes narcissist, like, would you say that Chef Ramsay wears a mask? Would you say that he's a narcissist? Not to say he's a bad person, but he has, like, famous people in general have narcissistic personalities. That's why they're successful. That's why they're able to do what they do. So, no, they don't always wear a mask, but during COVID, they should. Okay, I only gotta do a couple more of these. I'm bored of this. Sex is just another tool in a narcissistic toolbox. Well, I mean, most narcissists, I would think, don't use sex as a tool as much as they use other things like torture and manipulation. Sex in itself is generally about, for them, for people that are narcissistic, I think it's more about control and I guess it could be true to an extent, but I don't think. I mean, that's like saying a master mechanic for an airplane that works on top secret jets has a flathead screwdriver in his toolbox. Like, does he? Yes. Does a narcissist need to use sex as